so Hayden's going to tell us how he did the bell ringer. Let's pay close attention in case anybody made a mistake and we can fix it. All right, Hayden, go ahead.
I did 10 minus negative 10, and then change the sign on that. And then 6 minus 2, 20 over 4, which is 5 over 1. And then put it in, I don't remember what that's called, but
Point slope.
yeah. And then got y equals 5 over 1x plus 8.
Okay, so y equals 5 over 1x plus 8. Austin, tell us, do you agree or disagree?
I disagree because I think you did x2 instead of x1. Or
What did you get as your answer?
y equals negative 5x because I did negative 5x plus 10, and then I subtracted the 10.
Rebecca.
I got y equals 5x because he forgot to do 5 times negative 2, which would be negative 10. And then when you add 10 to that side, it turns into 0. So you just get rid of that. And that also takes out 10, so it just y equals 5x.
Okay.
I did not. Okay, so like, I think the only thing he messed up on was when he didn't put like the x1 in. So he didn't do 5 times negative 2, but he got negative 10. So 10.
Okay, so you're saying right here, y minus negative 10 equals, it should be 5 times x minus 2.
Yeah. And then you get negative 10, and then you do
Now what happens here?
the adds.
Yeah.
Y plus 10.
And you get 5x minus 10?
Yeah.
Then what?
Then you add 10 to both sides. Yeah.
Subtract
So you do
Oh,
I didn't mix up.
Yeah.
Then you get negative 20.
Negative 10 minus 10 should be negative 20. Very good. I like that. I like how you told us exactly. I like how everyone said exactly where they thought the mistake was made and what they said they did in that place. Awesome. You have to, Hayden. Thank you. Yeah, so pretty much really, he just needed that parenthesis right there. Okay. And then also don't forget to, whenever there's a double negative, change it to a plus before you move it over. Okay. But very good with the formulas. Formulas were correct. You plug them in correctly. So very good. What questions do you have for us on the bell ringer? Feels like it's been forever ago since we covered this, even though this was also chapter 4. Chapter 4 is very long. Today we're going to go over the student journal work. If you weren't here yesterday, you're welcome to stay in here and see the answers. However, you can't be copying the answers down in your student journal. You can't have your pages out while we're working on it. While I have the answer key out. After we go over the student journal, then you have a worksheet to do that's individual on your own, and it's due at the end of class. And then tomorrow, we're only going to be in here for about 15 minutes. We'll do a bell ringer, and then you'll have a short quiz on 4.6. And then I will assign your review, so that way you can be working on it, and your test will be next Tuesday. Your review, I'll assign it tomorrow, but it won't be due until Tuesday, the day of the test. But we're going to review on Monday. Yes. I think there's 6 problems on today's worksheet, and there's 6 problems on the quiz. They're pretty much exactly the same, just different numbers. My bad. Your worksheet today has 11 problems. Your quiz tomorrow has 6.
Just a minute. Is the paper outside for me to pick it up?
The worksheet, no, not yet, but I can get it out there. But I will probably show it to you over this. That way you can, you'll probably just work them out on a piece of notebook paper.
Okay.
All right, so on page 120 in your student journal, if you got the wrong answer, please change it to the correct answer so you will have the correct answer to look off of whenever you're doing your assignment today. Number 1, you should have gotten 29, 36, and 43. Number 2, you should have gotten -4, -10, -16. Number 3, you should have gotten 48, 57, 66. Number 4, you should have gotten 33, 40, and 47. 5, you should have gotten 19, 23, 27, and 6, 50, 62, 74. Okay. What questions do you have for me on numbers 1 through 6? Okay. Then you had to graph the arithmetic sequences. To graph one, all you got to do is give your x values, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then plot those. This is what it should look like. It should be linear because it has a constant rate of change because that's your common difference. This is what number 8 should look like. Here's number 10, and then here's number 11. Number 10 goes up by like 1.5 each time. So every other one's in the middle. Yes.
What if you did the layout of number 10 a little differently?
Like, how did you do it?
On the AN part, I made it go up 0.5 each time.
Okay, so it should still be linear and increasing. But you would just need to make sure you labeled it correctly, like 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2. So, yeah, but that's fine. And then here's number 11. Okay. Very good question. Thank you for asking that. What about 7 through 11? What questions did you have for me on 7 through 11?
Was we not supposed to do it in 1 and 12?
No, that was on the video on yesterday. We went through and I circled which ones to do on that video.
Okay.
All right, on the next one, on 13 through 15, it said determine whether it's an arithmetic sequence and explain. Number 13 is not, because that's not a common difference. This one has a difference of 1, and that's a difference of 3. So that would not be linear, or not be arithmetic. 14 would be because the common difference of 10, and 15 would be because of the common difference of -3. Okay. I worked out number 17 so that way you could see that. And I even wrote down what A1 was and what D was, and I showed how I plugged it in and worked it out. And for my function or my equation, I get that the n term, or A sub n, equals -5n plus 48. You could have also written it as 48 minus 5n. And then for the 10th term, you should have gotten -2. Okay. 18, for your equation, you get A sub n equals 4n plus 2. And your 10th term is 42. 19, for your nth term, you get 2n minus 13. And for the 10th term, you get 7. And then number 20, for your equation, you get A of n equals 3n plus 31. And the 10th term is 61. All right, and then we worked number 22 out together yesterday. All right, what questions do you have for me on writing the equations? Are there any of these that you would like to see worked out? Okay, all right, I would keep that out because you're going to want to use it to help you on today's assignment, along with your notes, your 4.6 notes. So get out your 4.6 notes and your student journal work, and you're going to use that to complete today's assignment. Your worksheet's 11 problems. I tried to give you plenty of room to do your work on the worksheet. Allison, there is yours, and when you're ready for me to move it, just let me know. it's an individual assignment, so it means it's on your own. You can use your notes, you can use your student journal. If you have a question, raise your hand, I'll come by and help. It's due at the end of class. Today is the 28th. In 2019. It seems like as soon as you finally get used to writing one year, it turns into the next one.